ready to bring down a thumper there. That's a big tree. We've already got a couple cut this morning. We got 7 or 8 out in this timber to cut. We're being very selective out here today. This is a nice little timber. It's clean. The thing that surprised me most about it is it's primarily red oak and hickory, but there are some good walnut mixed in, and there's some white oak mixed in this timber. And usually whenever you see like a primarily dominant white oak timber, the timber usually seems to be really clean with no underbrush. And of course this timber's got some underbrush, but for the most part it's a pretty clean timber. I love to see that white oak growing in places like this. Now we're not going to cut any of the white oak today. Like I said, we're being very selective out here about what we cut. We're leaving several walnut too. We're only going to cut about 7 or 8 of these trees. But this, like I said, this is a beautiful little timber stand. It's got a bright future ahead of it, you know. And a few of these walnut trees we're cutting have been lightning struck. Like this big one here, it's had the part of the top broke out of it. I went up there and I pushed out around it with a skidder. I shoved all those limbs there back to the side. I said, you take care of little timber stands like this. There's some good red oak growing out here. So this is a beautiful little timber right here. But you take care of little stands like this, and they're going to take care of you. Like I said, this little grove here's got a bright future ahead of it. Just coming through here doing a little thinning, getting rid of some of these older trees. And one of these walnut we cut this morning had a bad spot in the bud anyway, so it's time to be harvested when they start cutting a little bad like that. It's well past time to be harvested. So there it goes, right there. That's a big tree. Let's go up here and take a look at it. Now this here, this is one of them thumpers. If you look here, it's lightning scarred real bad. She's been struck several times, but it cut off really good here in the butt. I mean, that's a big tree. That ain't gonna really hurt it at all. That ain't bad at all considering, and it cut off good up top. Got another one right here. Got it cut, tall one. Dad's whittling another one down here right beside me. There's about 45 foot or 50 a running log here. Runs way up there in the treetop. Man, that's a hog. This thing comes up just right below, or right above my rib cage, whatever you want to call it. Big tree. We're gonna see if we can get this thing out of here. Okay, last tree to come out of the timber right here. Last little walnut. I say little, it's tall. I'm getting ready to, it's hung up. I'm gonna cut it off here, the old 88. And we're gonna drag it out to the landing, and I've already cut the roads in. I just finished cutting the roads in before I pulled this tree down. I told my client that I'd make her a good set of roads through her timber here, so she could get her tractor down, or walking trails, good for her horses, just whatever she wanted to do. So all I did was lower the blade, just put it in first and second gear, just kind of skimmed a little off the top. Whatever little sprouts or shrubs were in the way, we cut those up and just pushed them up in a pile. Like I said, just where she's got some good trails through her timber. Makes it a little more usable, more recreation type stuff. You know, it's nice to have that stuff. You know, it's nice to be able to utilize your timber stand, your property in any way you can. It's not hard for me to do that. People sure do appreciate it, and I like doing it for them. So I'm glad we were able to get that cut in. So we're going to drag this one here out. Let me flip the camera around real quick. All right. So we got a tall tree here. She's long and tall. Pretty good log. So we'll get it cut off. We'll go up here and make a loop. Said I've got all the roads cut through here. We'll go ahead and cut these few limbs up here and just kind of, I'll push them out by hand because they're not much, as you can see. That way we can keep these roads open. You can see, like I said, it's a really beautiful timber stand through here. She's got some really good oak trees, some red oak growing, and even got some white oak mixed in with the stand. And I was just talking to my dad earlier, you just don't see that too often here in our part of the country, seeing this white oak mixed in with a red oak hickory dominant timber. Of course, the walnuts, it's common down here where we're at in southwest Missouri, so it's not uncommon to see the few walnut mixed in places, especially in this area we're in. It's notorious for cutting a lot a lot of pretty good walnut timber over the years. So we'll get those, get this thing cut off. Like I said, you can see long tree here. We'll cut her way up here at this fork. So we'll get that cut off, get these few branches trimmed, kind of thrown out of the way. We're gonna make our way back out to the deck. Dad's out there marking logs. I've got a couple trees I told her I'd trim for, got the pulse on my truck. We'll get those trees trimmed up. And we're actually, me and Dad are gonna run down to John Deere in Springfield. We gotta pick up a set of injectors for one of our other 540s, or 548, excuse me. We're gonna pick up those injectors since we're not too far from Springfield. We're maybe 25 miles from the John Deere dealership there, Murphy Tractor in Springfield, Republic actually, if you want to get technical. But we'll pick those up, we'll come back, we're going to load this skidder up, the pintle hitch is sitting out there, and we're just going to go home. We'll take everything home as we go. Next time we come out here, it'll be sale day. We'll take those logs up, and we will get them ready for export. They'll be stuffed in a container, and we'll get them ready for shipment. So, that's got the wraps on this little job. Last tree of the job right here, headed out to the deck. So let's get her bucked up, or cut up, should I say. We'll head out to the landing. We are loaded up, heading out. We've already been to John Deere. Dad's getting the gate for me. Got the skidder in tow. Pretty good little pile of logs. Another job complete. All the cleanup's done. Roads are built. Trees are trimmed. Another one in the books. See if we can make it through this gate here. Oh yeah. Swing wide. Pretty good pile of logs. I like these little jobs. Like happy clients. So next part of this charade is just to do the sale. Then we'll get these bad boys loaded up and put in containers. So, short video today, as always, nothing too long. I was wanting to kind of film some stuff using the Timber Tracker app, but we had to make a run to John Deere and get some injectors and do some other things. We did that before we loaded up here, so it's starting to warm up. I'm glad the day's done. So we're gonna get home. Gonna head on home. We've made it home. Getting ready to unload this B. Gonna park it right there next to the old D. Now, I did say we went to John Deere today to pick up some parts. We're putting a new set of injectors in this D here. This D's got a 4045 John Deere engine, which, as far as I can tell, it's just a later version of the 4276 that's in the B model, maybe just a little more horsepower. While I was there, I also asked about some 18426 rims, some 18434 rims, and some 23126 rims, all of which John Deere has discontinued making. Now, this skidder here has 28L26s on it, and they're coming off. That's too big for what we want, for what we use. So you can see I've got a brand new set of 23-1 tires piled up over there. What I would like to do is put a set of 23-1s on this skidder and put a set of 18-426s on that skidder, but I cannot for the life of me find a set of 18-4s anywhere, or 23-1s, a full set. I can't find them. I mean, I've called salvage yards, I've called all kinds of places, just can't find them. I don't know where they're at. So, long story short, I would even pay to have a set of wheels made if I could find somebody that would make me a set of wheels. I definitely would, but I'd really like to have a set of 18-4s. And people ask, why do you want narrow wheels like that? Well, reason being, we've got all these skidders, these little John Deeres. We got the little cable machines, these two little grapple machines. I like to have each one of them fitted up differently because each one of them needs to serve its own purpose, whether we run the 23s on it or we run the 18-4s. Now, I like the narrow wheels and tires because we can get around the timber so much better. Just the mobility's great. We don't work a lot of wet ground anyway, try not to. And if you can get around the timber real good without scarring up other trees, you're better off. And it looks better going down the road, weighs less, just fits on the trailer better. I could go on and on and on. So that's the reason I'm wanting to switch to the narrow gauge tires on one of these. Of course, this thing here is getting a set of 23s. I'm taking these 28s off. I have no use for them. But I would like to run a set of 18s on one of these grapple skidders as well. And we'll put I'd like to put a set of 18s on one of our cable skidders. So, that's that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I sure enjoyed making it. I enjoy cutting that stuff. Calling for rain. Of course, we've got some storm clouds moving in now, so there's a chance for rain the next several days, which really doesn't hurt my feelings too much. I've got quite a bit of timber I need to get looked at anyway. As far as cutting any more this week, I don't know for sure, because my days are kind of packed with looking at timber. I've still got to go to northern Missouri one day this week to look at timber. I've got to go there and sell logs one day this week on a job. So everything keeps me busy, keeps me hopping. But thanks a lot for following along as always. Love having you guys. Love showing you what we do. Glad you guys find it interesting. I mean, I like it, but when you do it every day, day in, day out, I mean, it's just a job, but it's sure fun doing it, though. I do enjoy it. So, guys, thanks a lot for following along. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you already haven't. Also, check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Turner Logging LLC. Let's see here, other good stuff. Logger Threads. Check out Logger Threads. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook as well. And Timber Tracker on Instagram and Facebook as well. Check out all of our sites. All good stuff. Guys, we will see you in the next video, whether it be tomorrow, the next day, or the day after. So, take it easy. We'll see you later.